So here we are on Monday, January 4th. We are recording. We have a big handful of folks tuned in tonight. This is our office hours for the Uke Club, the daily ukulele workout. As I've mentioned before, the way these things work, our sessions are open to the public, so don't be surprised if people happen to wander in and wander out. Mostly they leave us alone, and I try to promote this only within the group, so it's not out there in the world for people to find easily, but they can. So hello to everybody. Todd, Jerry is here. Deborah is here. A few folks I can't pronounce. Travis, hey Travis. Steve and Susan. Yeah, folks from all around. The way this works, we have at least a couple of folks here who haven't been here before, and it looks like we have non-logged in viewers. Who knows if those are Uke Clubbers or not. But the whole point of this thing is to get together, have the opportunity for you to come on and ask questions if you have questions about anything that we've been doing in our weekly lessons, anything Uke related at all. Because it seems like most of the questions are getting covered day to day in emails, personally back and forth, or in the Facebook group. I've been putting together many lessons for the office hours, just so that we have a jumping off point. What I'm going to talk about tonight is related to the notion of movable chords, which we've talked about many times. I'll explain more in a minute, but I do just want to say one more time, if you have questions while I'm doing this, pop into that open seat, type questions into this sidebar, and I'll keep an eye on that as we go. Questions can be related to this, Uke Club in general, or anything Uke specific. And as always, my goal is to keep this short. So I'll do my stuff, and then I'll stick around for questions if there are any. But I want to respect your time, especially since on the East Coast where I am, it's getting late. All right. So real early on in some of our office hours sessions, this hasn't come up too much in the Uke Club lessons yet. And it probably won't, because this is not an exercise. This is a deep concept. This notion of songs that operate on the 1-4-5 principle. And these are just the shorthand names for the chords and where they fall in the position of the scale. And we're focusing on 1-4-5 just because those are so common. It's a very common set of chords. And the key of C would be C, F, and G. So let me play that, and you'll recognize the sound of it. F, C, G7, C, F, C, G, C. So that's all those chords, all those songs, folk songs, blues songs, rock songs, many pop songs use the 1-4-5 structure. And the thing is, and this is what I want to talk to you about tonight, is that 1-4-5 can easily be shifted into any key. So it's a mathematical thing, the way we're looking at it there. We start on C, that's the 1, and we count up C, D, E, F, that becomes the 4. And then one more, C, D, E, F, G, or G7. That's the 5th step along the scale. So C, F, and G, we can work it out through math, counting, if you want to call that math, and figure out what those chords are. If you're in a key like E flat, it becomes a little harder because you have to take into consideration the sharps and flats and things. So what I want to show you tonight is a different way to think about finding the 1-4-5. And rather than by doing it numerically, I'm freezing cold. It's about 20 degrees where I am, and it's about only 5 degrees warmer inside my house. So I'm sort of shivering like a bunny as we're working here. Back to the point. So instead of a mathematical way of figuring out these chords, I want to show you a mechanical way where, regardless of what chord you're starting on, you can find the next 2 chords that go with it, and always be able to find at least the 3 chords that are the basis of so many songs. So what is this super secret method? Well, don't get your hopes up. It's very, very basic. Let's use a closed chord shape, B flat. What do I mean by closed chord? I mean, I'm covering all 4 strings. Why do I want to cover all 4 strings? Because I want to be able to move the shape up and down the neck without worrying about open strings ringing out inappropriately. Okay, so in this case, we're going to make B flat the 1 chord. Anybody want to chime in? You got an idea of what the 4 and 5 are going to be in the key of B flat? Just looking at it from a counting perspective or a mathematical viewpoint. I'll give you a second to do the math. Pencils up, and pencils down. Doesn't matter, because I'm going to show you B flat. We're going to call this fret 1. All right, we're locked in at fret 1. We're really thinking of it as fret 0, I guess, because what we want to do is move 5 frets up the neck, up towards the sound hole. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the second chord in that structure. The 1, the 4, and the 5, which we'll get to in a second. So it's a big jump, but it works. Now, the 5 is going to be 2 frets above that. So there we are, and then we go up 2 more. Okay, so with B flat as our 1, come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. So you see, by using that same shape, I jumped up 7 frets, and I was able to grab the next chord of the song. But remember the Red River Valley. That's my 4 chord, up 5 frets. Don't let the terminology throw you off. Valley, and the cowboy who loved you so true. So you see, without even knowing what any of those chord names are, I'm able to just physically, mechanically move into position. Now, the nice thing about this is it works no matter where you start, and it works no matter what the chord shape is. So let me demonstrate the first thing I described. Let's say I want to start here. Why? Well, maybe it's a good singing key for me. And I figured that out just by come and sit, 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 come and sit. And that's better. Come and sit. So I want to start there. Now that's my new starting position. So I'm going to move up 5 frets from there. And then up 2 more. 1, 2. All right. Now, the thing is, because of the shortness of the ukulele neck, this shape can't do you much good because you run out of room. So let's look at another shape. You with me so far? Happy to take any questions on that. Just checking in. Hey, Michael. I see you joined the crowd. Yeah, if you do have questions, feel free to jump into that seat or type in your questions. Let's do it with another shape. How about, oh, I know. I'm going to do what I said I wasn't going to do a second ago. Here's G. So if you only strum strings 1, 2, and 3 of the G, you can do the same exercise, okay? You could cover string 4, but for me, I prefer just to simplify for now and not play string 4 and just strum the other 3 strings. All right, so this is our new 1 position. To get to the 4 and the 5 chords, we need to move up 5 and 7 frets. All right, so that's our second position. G, we won't call it by name, we'll just call it by fret number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then up 2 more, 6, 7. So, going back to Red River Valley, come and sit by my side if you love me. See, right there, that's why you change keys. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. didn't go far enough. There it is. Do. But remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. So you see how you can just take that shape, move it where you want it, and you get the 1, 4, 5 that are those kind of magical chords of music. So that's what I had to talk about. I'm happy to take questions on it. Jerry's jumping in. It helps to have side dots on your fingerboard. I'm at the point of installing them, which is a fancy term for tiny dots of whiteout. You are very high-tech indeed, Jerry. Yeah, my ukulele, I don't know if you can see, does have little side dots. And you just have to know where you're shooting. The side dots help you until you actually don't know where you're going. But it's just a question of familiarity and a little bit of practice. So you can see how no matter what your bass shape is, you can work your way to the 4 and the 5, and really to any position, but those are the common ones that you would use in that very common song structure. What are the 4 and 5 chord names of the B flat? So B flat is the root chord, 1. E flat is going to, oh, Jerry beat me to it, yeah. E flat is the 4 chord, and then F major is the 5 chord. So B flat, E flat, and F. Those are the root positions you would play. So, so just another way of thinking about those very common chords and looking at them from, like I said, a purely mechanical way. Sometimes it's better, faster, to be able to jump to them automatically without having to do any calculations. Hey, we're at 1/4 past the hour almost, and that's longer than I like to go with my big blathering mouth. This site is appropriately named Blab. I'll stick around for a minute or two before saying goodnight. But any questions right now? Thanks for the applause or whatever that is. I'm never quite sure what it represents. It may just be, get off me. This has been a busy week over at the Uke Club. We had a whole bunch of people register for a month trial, so folks are coming through with us. I think several people here tonight are on the office hours for the first time, so I'll say welcome to all of you. It doesn't look like we have any questions rolling in, but man, I always appreciate you guys showing up, especially with the weird times that we've had for these. I think Todd's here. Yeah, Todd's here. And I appreciate the question you gave me a while back about trying to come up with a set time to have these scheduled. And I agree with you. And I'm constantly surprised at how many people we have from so far away, England and Australia and other places. And I feel like I need to accommodate them, but at the same time, I have to accommodate myself, and there's only so much I can do. So we'll figure out what a set time is and just have that up on the calendar to make it easy for everybody. And then our friends on the dark side of the globe can tune in to the recording. Jerry, what are you saying no about? No, not a set structure? You like the moving structure? Okay. Oh, here's Jerry. I'm going to bring you on. I love having people come on camera with me and talk. It makes this whole thing feel like a party instead of me lecturing. So it looks like Jerry is trying to get on here, but maybe his connection isn't working. Give him a second here. Yeah, he just gave me the thumbs up for that. Oh, well, sorry, Jerry. Last call for questions. Otherwise, I'll say good night and wish you all a good night. So it doesn't look like there are questions. Thanks, everybody, for coming along. Keep those conversations on the Facebook group going. They've been cordial and kind and funny, and that's always a treat. Here's Jerry again. Let's see if we can get him in. I'm always happy to take questions via email as well. So, Jerry, I don't know what the problem is. Have we got, there you are. Hey, how are you? Good. Let's see if I can hear you. Yeah, there, loud and clear.
Okay. The problem with a fixed time is that if it's bad for someone, they'll miss all of the office hours. Instead of just,
You know what, Joe? I can't hear you. You're all staticky for some reason. Okay, sorry. Thanks for trying. Someone's asking D8D8. Don't know your real name. Sorry. These meetings are archived. Yes, they are. We're recording right now, and they are archived for your later access. So, in fact, since the lesson's over, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording. Bye. And let me see.